T-minus 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
And good evening. Here is that time again. And of course, guess who's missing tonight?
Kev.
Nope, he's down there.
Steve.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Half here anyway. Marcus. No.
Yeah.
Patchy. No. Of course, it's.
Can't remember. It's gone.
I'll come back to me.
Gone off on a cruise.
It's Marcus.
Oh dear.
Anyway, welcome to 1 hour of madness. Just turn this off, this by magic. And so we have a quick look in the chat. I've turned the chat off. Where's it gone? Oh, where's my chat gone? There it is. Right, okay. So who we got? Oh, we've got everyone in here tonight. And 39 people watching, so 39 likes.
39 people looking at Kev's head and wondering why the top of it's blurry.
Yeah, why's the top of your head blurry, Kev? It's all going pear-shaped already. You know. It'll be speaking German next.
Yeah, oh no, don't start that again.
Or Hindi or whatever language it was. Right.
Believe it.
Right, let's have a look at the chat. Right, we've got Suzanne, we got Keith, we have
Alex in, she's in, TJ's in, Crackers is in, Keithy's in.
Patrick's watching in the background. He's busy getting ready for his holiday or vacation or whatever he likes to call it. Next Friday he's off to somewhere. I don't know where he's going, but
Captain Joe's in. He didn't answer my question in Johnny's stream. I asked him how his legs were.
Laurie, how you doing, Laurie? Quackers, you said Quackers. Mark's in the house.
Alan's in. He's
And
got for the 7th time.
Caroline's in the house.
Sweet Caroline.
That's for Terry. That's who's missing. Terry.
Terry.
Justin, how you doing? Everyone's been out flying. Talking about all I've been doing and tackling weeds in the garden.
Well,
Johnny
I've
Depp.
been out flying.
Johnny Depp's there. He's always there.
Yeah. MX.
Simon.
Patrick's in.
Oh yeah, Patrick. Sally's there. Sally says hello, everyone. Hello, Sally. I saw you earlier. Right. Okay. Anyone else? Kev's in the house. Oh, Stevie Knowles. Hi, Stevie. And Alan. Alan, hope you're feeling a little better. You weren't feeling too well. And Colin. Colin, how you doing? And, Giggles. Giggles is in the house. Aki. He spelled it J-A-Q.
Yeah, the posh way.
Karen. Karen said she hasn't got a very good signal because she's in a caravan somewhere on top of a cliff or something. And Bud, Hawaii girl, I forgot her name. That lady.
Lavina.
Yeah. Anyone else? Anyone else in there? Steve Jeunesse. How you doing, Steve?
Steve's in. Have we got everyone?
And Chuck.
Gruff's in. Gruffalo.
And
hopefully we can make
Captain Joe.
In. We said about Tom.
Who else?
Jason's in.
Yep, Jason. I've got Jason on it. That's it. Right. Well,
Wow.
welcome all anyway. Right, so we've got 40 people watching, so 40 likes.
Yeah.
Never going to happen, but hey, all I can say is anyway. So, I think
Let's give them a guest.
Should we bring a guest on?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's welcome this week's Drone Seekers live show special guest.
And here he is.
Hey!
How you doing,
Hello.
Gavin? Welcome to 1 hour of madness with his
Good to be here.
dodgy gang here. And Kev, is your microphone working now?
It's working.
Don't wind me up. It's
Steve,
proven
you need to
that,
put our guest in the middle so we can all point to him.
yes, yeah, what are you doing up there, Kev? Get where you normally are. And as you can see, there is a blank missing. And I told you it was Terry. We realised it was Terry was missing.
Yeah.
But
Cruise.
we're going to pop in and see Terry a bit later on.
Jack, you telling the joke today?
No, you know I can't tell a joke.
Now, we're going to go over live to HMS Belfast,
Oh, wow.
whatever it's called. Terry's on a cruise, right? Is he on a cruise? I think he is.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, well, wherever he is, we're going to listen. We're going to pop over and chat to him later. Excuse me, I think my throat's going. Right, that'd be nice for someone. Sherlock Drones. How
I
do you-
know, that's a brilliant channel name, isn't it?
Sherlock Drones.
Hey, Sherlock. Mr. Holmes.
Yeah, Gavin, welcome. And thanks for taking time out
You're
to
getting a little muddy, Steve.
Yeah, your mic's gone again.
it's the rubbish microphones I use. You know, these condenser microphones are rubbish.
Yeah.
Where is Terry cruising to? I don't know, Laurie. Somewhere. So, what have you been up to, Gavin? Tell us a bit about what you do as a YouTuber in your spare time.
Pretend I know what I'm doing.
That's a good start.
That's half the battle, isn't it? That's half the battle. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, obviously, I try to make as many videos as possible, but I don't like to be one of these creators that just puts videos out for the sake of it. I only sort of want to make a video when I've got something to show, something to say, like obviously my latest one, which was quite a surprising one, really. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it yet. Went out flying the Mini 4 Pro, came back, everything perfectly fine. Got it out the bag the following day just to give it a sort of quick wipe over and clean, and realised one of the props had started, or one of the screws was working its way out of it. Where on earth how has that happened?
It made me check mine. The screws are all right. One feels a little bit loose. Like you also said about checking the
Give us a close-up, Jackie. Come on. You're looking down. We can't see anything.
I know, I've got to find it at the minute. I've got a propeller with a chunk out of it. And I was going to say to Gavin...
I have to interpret stuff like this.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Now, is that
Yeah.
big enough to replace or not?
That looks all right to me.
It looks all right. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It did have a little bit sticking out, but I pulled that bit off.
I mean,
So, Jackie, would that be because it hit a cable?
Yes, funnily enough, it was.
yeah, we call Jackie Cable Girl. You heard of Cable Guy? She's Cable Girl.
He's got a dented bit on his
Oh dear.
because of the well, that was where it hit the ground after hitting the cable.
Battle scars. It's character.
Yeah.
Character.
And, it doesn't quite close now. Can you see that bit? That shouldn't be popped up like that.
So seriously, Jackie, why wouldn't you send that in? I mean,
Because I've been
DJI's
busy
repairs are very...
because she sends in, she won't have a drone to fly for and she
I can't be without it for a week.
Jackie has to fly a drone every day.
I guess the point that I was making is DJI's repairs are very reasonable.
They are,
They
yeah.
are. They're very good.
I can't. I mean, do you have much to do with DJI at all, Gavin? Do you have to use their services?
To be perfectly honest with you, I had it was quite some while ago now, and this is quite an interesting story actually. I bought a drone off eBay, and it was an old DJI Mavic Air, and what had happened is the seller was basically saying it's never worked. It was an activation problem. So what I did is I actually, bearing in mind this drone was like 5-6 years old, and you could tell that it was completely never flown nothing. And what it was is, like I say, it was an activation problem within the DJI Go 4 app. So I sent a quick sort of email off to DJI to say, you know, I've got this drone. I've tried to refresh the firmware. I've tried some bits that I would know at my level. I've bought it second hand. I think I bought it for about £90 or something like that off eBay. Is there anything you can do, or how to fix it? Do you know what they did? They sent a UPS label. I sent it back to them because I'd been on the old forums from years ago and realised that this was an actual genuine fault with the Mavic Air. Some people had trouble activating it. A couple of days later, I got a parcel, full new Mavic Air. All these years later, I had no warranty, I had no sales receipt, I had nothing.
I mean, I haven't had much. I mean, the only time I had when I bought my Mavic Pro, the first Mavic Pro, one of the free batteries just had no life in it whatsoever. You couldn't charge, you wouldn't do anything. So I just contacted them, thinking, oh, here we go. Contacted them, like yourself. They sent me a UPS label. Within 3 days, new battery, job done. So,
Steve, tell us about your goggles, Steve.
Goggles. What goggles?
The ones you sundown.
DJI did you a solid, as I recall. You ruined your
Oh,
goggles.
of course, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, right, okay, yeah. So that was the original Potato FPV drone. Took it up to Scotland on a little sort of holiday.
Well, you know those crazy Scots. I mean, geez.
Well, and weird enough, it was sunny. Which as well because I left my jacket. Anyway, so I took the goggles off for 5 minutes, just put them down, face down. Yeah. Never thought more about it until I packed them away because I wasn't using them anymore. I'd finished flying, I put them, and I went out flying somewhere. I think I was over in Spain. I actually put them on again. I thought, what the hell? Like just someone drawn with a yellow crayon on the screen. What the hell is that? I was like, took the goggles off, look, I can't see it. You can put them back on again. I mean, I could see, but it was just like little squid. And I thought, well, this is strange. And I actually spoke to DJI, said, look, I've got this problem. Oh, send them back. Send them back. Whether they repaired them, but I got the goggles back, all working.
A new set.
I just only realised after reading about it, it's the sun that damaged them when I left them lambed out. Obviously, I think I did read somewhere. I think it's in a little label or something saying about the sunshine being the sun.
You can't expose it to the sun. It'll ruin this. Yeah.
So if anyone's got goggles, please do not just lay them. If you're going to put them down, just put them down so the sun can't hit the actual the eyepiece. Yeah. Do you ever fly FPV drones at all, Gavin?
I have to be honest. I am overawed by people that fly FPV. I love seeing the footage, but it's not something that I've ever really done. I appreciate it. I appreciate the skill and the flying level, but it's not something that I've ever really got into. It's one of those where I had a little sort of play with the DJI FPV, the first one.
Yeah.
Had a bit of a play, and I just sold it, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I must admit, the first time I ever sort of blew the thing, I mean, it's quite frightening because you obviously not used to flying with goggles on, didn't know how I was going to feel, and I was literally and after about 10 minutes of like very sort of gingerly pressing on the sticks, I thought, sport mode, where are you? I was flying at 60 miles an hour thinking,
oh my God.
I'm going to smash this up. I know I'm going to smash this up. I never did. But I actually sold it for all did. Anyway, we've got some videos. I think we're going to play a video now. And this one, oh, yeah.
Whoa.
And maybe even fly like doesn't mind flying over water.
That would be way illegal in the U.S.
Would it?
Oh yeah, you get. I think I'm trying to remember what the rule is. It's 2,000 feet or something like that. You can't be that any closer than that to any warship. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'll do is, just because obviously we've just watched that video and it's quite surprising, and I got a lot of comments on that as to say, why are you doing something like that? So just to explain, obviously, as I mentioned before we went live, I actually work as a ship's agent. So I basically look after ships coming in and out of port. So I was actually the person that arranged to get that vessel up the river.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
They knew what I was doing. Okay, because I get it all the time with people saying to me,
sure.
"Oh, why are you allowed to do this?" You know, I'm surprised. Like, I do this with permission of the crew and the navy. Okay, so yeah, like I say, people don't realize that I do have a job outside of what I do on YouTube.
Yeah, we had this
It's
conversation
very
earlier
intense,
on.
and
Yeah.
that's what I do. So
He's
yeah,
not a full-time YouTuber.
A job? What's a job? This work that you guys keep talking about, I don't understand.
It keeps us sane, doesn't it, Gavin?
absolutely, yeah.
I remember it used to keep me insane, so I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know if you'll show the other one later on, but yeah, like I said, this is all done with permission of the vessels. And
Brilliant.
once that vessel actually berthed, I packed up my camera equipment, jumped in my car, went around, and I was on board that ship.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So there's more to it than what I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's really
Indeed.
good. Bud asked what the building was in the background.
Yeah, I'm not sure what building he was talking
Yeah.
about, actually.
It's called the Deep.
Angular
Yeah,
one.
the big sort of triangular glass
Yeah.
building.
Oh,
It's an
okay.
aquarium,
Oh,
essentially.
is it? Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an aquarium.
So,
Neat
Gavin,
piece of architecture, pretty cool.
Yeah.
we asked this question. So, how long have you been flying drones, and what got you into drones?
Yeah. What got you into drones? I want to know that.
To be honest with you, I've always tinkered with RC equipment, sort of cars, even little helicopters. Do you know what I mean? And
I
sort
got
of
you.
gliders and that sort of thing. And then, I mean, I can't remember what my first drone was. It was only a cheap one, like years upon years upon years ago.
Bang goods.
yeah, sort of thing. And what happened is, it was literally by chance. What a lot of you guys don't see is, before I started doing the drone stuff, my channel was actually car content.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So what I
Sweet.
did is, I just, it was actually just before sort of COVID really came in and we was all locked down. But because I was a key worker working in shipping, I thought I'll get a little drone to play around with, and that's when I sort of bought the Mavic Mini.
Fantastic.
So the way this whole thing spiraled, the story of my channel was literally, and I've actually brought some props with me just to highlight, is I wanted to start filming ships on the river with my Mavic Mini. Now, of course, that was just the traditional Wi-Fi, and what I found is it just simply couldn't reach even a few hundred meters.
Right.
Okay, because it was so poor. Obviously, here we've got CE regulations rather than FCC,
Right.
so it was really bad. So what I did is I bought a set, and I'm sure people will laugh.
I know what
because
you're going to say.
range extenders.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. Yeah.
And I thought I will just test them. So what I did is I did a little test just to see if they worked, and they worked. So then what I did is I went back out and filmed it as a YouTube video and uploaded it on my channel. And it did quite well. So then I thought, all right, I'll try a different type of range extender.
Right. Yeah.
And then,
And the channel was born.
so then what I did, I eventually, after some time, I know it's like giving away your child. I'd spent all that time building car content, and then I just had to grow on YouTube. As you know, you have to give people a niche. You have to niche down on YouTube. So what I had to do is then unlist all of that car content that I'd made for the years and just start from scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I ended up testing all different types, like these, the 2.4 gigahertz, the 5.8 gigahertz ones, different metals. I then went on to testing Parayagis. Like, these were the first ever prototype Parayagis before everybody started doing them.
Oh, yeah, I had some weird brass things things that I put behind my head.
Parabolic ones.
DJI Spark.
Yeah.
Try and
Yeah, well,
make
these are
jokes.
Parayagis, so the parabolic and
That's it. Ones,
Yeah.
in one. And I will absolutely stand by this because I get so much grief for this when I see it on like Facebook groups. Stand by it. Range extenders work.
Yeah. I
They-
flew right
they
out
do.
over my lettuce field with
I
them.
must admit,
But they're directional. Right,
Yeah,
they're directional. So
exactly.
yeah.
They actually concentrate the,
Yes,
the
exactly.
signal in a more
Right.
direct line.
Yeah.
And of course, that bear in mind that actually can work against you, because if you turn the wrong way,
You lose signal
You
quicker.
your
lost
drone
it.
just goes plop.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Um,
the apps though tell us if we're not turned the right way. I mean, people kind of miss that on the app, on the
compass.
on the little compass. It'll tell you. Anafi has a really cool way that they tell you. They literally show the which way the signal is going.
Mm.
So it's good. But I wanted to make, to Gavin's point, one of the things, like I used to review things like this, power supply and e-bikes and stuff. It hurts your channel.
I know.
Does it?
You
So you've got to
have
stick
to
with
stay focused.
your
Right?
niche, your drones.
I get companies that are trying to send me, $1,500 e-bikes, and I turn them down now because I don't want to put it on my channel.
Well, we had this conversation earlier, didn't we,
That's
Gavin?
exactly
We
what I said
about-
before we went live. I was saying, I get offered all sorts of money, all sorts of products,
Right.
but ultimately, as much as it might be a bit of a financial sort of positive towards me, it hurts your channel in the long run. And as I was mentioning, for any of those that do watch my channel, if I do review something, it's because I genuinely would buy it with my own money.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I won't review something if I wouldn't buy it. If I can't 100% say I like that product, I won't show it.
I mean, and the thing is, I know you, Marcus, obviously you have the same scenario. You get all sorts of, and drones. You get sort of, you get a plethora of drones. But one thing Marcus always does, he'll be honest, and,
The hover.
And when Marcus makes a drone, you've seen it, and if there is a problem with that drone, Marcus will say, well, he's not doing this, it's not doing that, so.
You just tell it like you find it, don't you?
Yeah, honesty is the best thing. I think.
I just show my experience.
Yeah.
But to Gavin's point, it is hilarious, freaking hilarious, the things you get offered, like children's toys, women's makeup,
What, you get asked to
women's
review that?
clothes. Yeah. Oh
Imagine
yeah.
Marcus, here's his new range of lipstick.
Yeah.
I'm wearing this one.
Yeah. Lip
That's
gloss.
crazy. They
Yeah.
clearly don't watch your channel then, do they, if they're asking you to do that?
I've had an inbox every single day for maybe 10 days. Do I want to review a carbon monoxide tester on my channel? And I'm
you're
like,
No.
Can I power it up and fly it? No, then I don't want it.
No, if it doesn't fly, forget it.
Quick
let
shout
us know
out
your
to-
price. And it's like, well, no, it doesn't work.
quick shout out to
It's a
Gary.
lot of work. So for
Hi, Gary.
instance, I'll give you an example. So and I bet Gavin's had this too. These companies will want to send you one of those robot lawnmowers.
Yes.
Well, okay, for one thing, to do a proper review, you're going to have to learn how to operate the thing, which you're going to spend hours doing that. And then creating a video, you're going to spend hours doing that and editing. And probably, because we're drone channels, 200 people will look at the video.
No views. For
Yeah.
no views.
The only other thing you could do is obviously what a lot of YouTube seem to be doing now. I know a couple of people I follow, and they've actually got 2 YouTube channels.
I noticed Simon in the chat mentioning that, and yeah, it's possible. But when you think,
And some stuff would be funny.
Give a man a break. You've got a job already.
Well, that's the problem.
don't have time,
Exactly.
don't have time.
And people have to realise that they see Gavin on YouTube channel, and indeed, and he works full time as well. So just
Well, and then just putting together a video is a lot of work. You're a single person production team,
you're a
right?
cameraman, you're editor,
Everything, yeah. And you can spend 8. Well, Jackie does it. You can spend 8 hours just editing a video.
Carried away, can't you?
Ross is saying on here, I'll test a condom for drones to ensure safe flying.
Whatever it takes to get a waterproof drone, Ross.
It's a little different in Australia, I guess. Huh?
Yeah. Justin said, and some of the stuff would be really funny. Right, okay, let's watch another video.
Have you ever wondered if you are flying along using your DJI drone with a mobile phone or a tablet, and all of a sudden this device that you're using to be able to see your live telemetry, where you are and your video feed, actually breaks on you? Well, worry not, because in this video I'm going to answer that very question as to what exactly happens if you are happily flying along capturing some footage and all of a sudden this device actually breaks. So let's get into it. Now, using a mobile phone when we are flying is really beneficial. It allows us to see all our GPS data, it allows us to see our live feed, access all the settings, and obviously the maps and our compass to be able to establish where we are in the air. But what happens if this mobile phone or tablet basically breaks, runs out of battery, freezes for any host of reasons? Well, I'm going to show you exactly what can happen, and most importantly, why you shouldn't panic. So we've got our controller fully charged and our drone fully charged. So let's proceed and go out and take a short flight just to demonstrate exactly what we can do. So we're going to begin our flight out then. Now it is a little bit foggy, okay? So this is why it's really important to keep visual line of sight of your drone at all times. Let's just put that in normal mode so we can activate some obstacle avoidance. And of course, like I say, I can see the drone pretty much at all times just over there. So what I'm going to do now is just simulate what would happen if I lost this display. Now the way we're going to do that is quite simply just unplug our controller. As you can see, RC not connected. But if I take a look at the drone, it is literally just still hovering in the air. And just to show that even though we've got no connection, obviously this is hanging loose, what you will now see, because I'm going to switch to the video feed from the drone, is all I need to do is just come backwards. So even though we have got no control, so even though we have got no screen or anything like that, by maintaining visual line of sight of the drone, as you can see, if I just turn that round, that way, there you go, look. So as you can see, I can now fly this drone all the way back to me, and essentially you do not need to panic whatsoever. So let's just fly the drone all the way back. So there we go. So as you can see, I've got no controller plugged into my phone. I've got no live feed, but of course the drone remains completely and utterly usable. So let's just try that again and just show you the obvious other thing that you can do. So let's just go backwards. Okay, let's just go back out. Now obviously I don't need to go as far just to demonstrate this. I just wanted to put you in the picture so you know basically you shouldn't really panic. So I've just flown all the way back out just so you can see the other obvious thing that you can do in this situation. Of course, I've got no bearings, I've got no orientation, I've got no display still, okay, but I can just by turning my head see exactly where the drone is. And of course, as I've just demonstrated, even though we've got no feed through our phone, we still have full control because of course the drone has got a direct link to the controller and it's not operated through the app. So of course, all I need to do is press the return to home button. So with that return to home pressed, as you can see, the drone has just flown all the way back to me, okay, and it is now going to just descend pretty much on top of my head. But of course, we've still got no screen to cancel the return to home, so all we need to do is just press that button once, the drone will stop descending, and of course, as usual, we can just take full manual control of the drone, and the drone is of course back with us. So let's just land the drone and we'll come up with a bit of a summary. So there we go, folks. That hopefully answers that query. If you was ever worried or panicking about what would happen if the device you was using, such as a mobile phone or tablet, basically broke, ran out of battery, died for whatever reason whilst you was conducting your flight, worry not, you have still got full control of your drone, okay? Because the link is directly between the drone and the controller, and the app is simply an enabler to be able to allow you to see the GPS data and all the things I mentioned earlier. Now, it has to be said that this scenario basically only exists if you did at some point have this app running when you turned on your DJI drone. Essentially, if you did not have your mobile phone plugged in and the DJI account registered or logged in, essentially you can still just take off, but the drone will be limited to 50 meters in distance or 30 meters in altitude. So hopefully you found this video useful. Of course, if you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. It tells the YouTube algorithm more people just like you might want to watch my content. Subscribe if you're awesome, and until next time, see you again soon.
Awesome video. That's where you learn most stuff from, isn't it? Watching other people do.
Yeah. You know, and it's, a lot of people are sort of thinking, oh, I've had this problem. What do I do? You know, and
Yeah, straight to YouTube.
yeah.
My most viewed videos are the ones describing return to home.
Yeah.
Most viewed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, the flying the DJI, the Avata, and the goggles go blank, and you set the return to home height from lower down, so when it comes down, it hits the roof. Hey,
Yeah, we've seen that, haven't we, Steve?
yeah, I don't know who done that. That was me. Yeah, of course it was. One thing where you know, obviously, you set the return to home height from where you're taking off, and then of course you fly.
The footage was brilliant, though, wasn't it?
Oh, the footage was great. The drone hit a tin roof, and you see it falling backwards and land in a hedge.
But
We
so one, of
bumped,
the
we
things,
found it.
one of the things I always tell people there is, and I'm sure Gavin give you the same advice. I always set that return to home height at the highest possible point that I think there is of anything around, and sometimes that is higher than legal because, in other words, from your takeoff point is what I'm saying, not legal, from your takeoff point, because if you're flying up a mountain, you can be 500 feet higher than your takeoff point and still be legal because you're less than 400 feet AGL. So you want to set your return to home. Boy, if you get up there and get behind a tree or something, set that sucker way up there. It's not going to hurt you.
I think at the time it was set about 100 feet. But the problem was where I took off, it was actually a lot lower. So it was 100 feet from there. So the incline and a tall building that didn't really help.
KMX has asked a question. He says, if the drone cuts out, say a bird comes in contact with the DJI Mini 4 Pro, do the propellers provide any resistance while the drone hurtles towards the ground?
Not really, no.
I know.
I was about to say very, very, very little. But if it's going to hit the ground and it's going to break something anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe I think what he's saying is, does he think it'll auto rotate down? Like you see, helicopters can auto rotate.
They normally fall down like a sycamore, don't
they? From what I've seen, no, they just fall and these propellers just go up in the air, don't they? Go like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, when drones props. I mean, what? So does anyone know? Because a friend of mine I work with, he had the same problem. His Mini 4. Literally, he was flying it. It just literally stopped and fell out of the sky. There's nothing to do. There's nothing wrong with the battery. Nothing wrong with anything.
Really? See, this is why I don't like flying over water.
I mean, I sort of did say to him, because I'm right in saying that if the drone is in the air and you pull the sticks in like you start them, it kills the motor, doesn't it?
Cut the motors, yeah. That would.
I think a lot. Sorry to interrupt. I think a lot of new flyers are making this mistake. I've had a huge amount of new flyers, or you see it on Facebook groups, for example, to say I was flying along, I was moving the sticks, and all of a sudden the drone just dropped. And I think they're pushing the sticks inwards and stopping the props without even realizing. Because, of course, people don't really use or read the manuals these days.
It's just out of curiosity, is there a way of actually turning that off?
Go in the app. In the app, you can change it.
You can turn it off. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, to save the embarrassment of a drone falling out of the sky, in which case, turn it. I mean, when are you going to use it?
I'm trying to remember if it's under safety or control, but I think it's advanced safety settings.
Yes,
is where you can change.
But does that also mean then, if you turn that off, does that also mean that when you take off, you can't use it as well?
Not tried that. That's a really interesting test.
So Gavin, looks like we both got a couple of videos, don't we?
there's a theme for a video there, I feel, because at the end of the day, I think it's quite an important. You know, when the guy told me, I was sort of standing there scratching. I think, did you hit something? No, the drone just it wasn't. Admittedly, it was literally about 12 foot in the air. The drone just went dish.
But does that also mean that you can't switch the drone off using the same?
Well, the drone normally switches off when it lands anyway, doesn't it?
If you use return to home, but if you just landed it manually.
No, even still.
No, the drone, whether you land the drone or not, as soon as the drone touches down, the motors stop. Well, they should do anyway. Let's watch it up.
Well, seriously, we'll have to investigate that. No, all kidding aside, absolutely.
Interesting point, actually. It's something I've never really checked.
There we are. So, Gavin and Marcus, a little challenge for you. There we are. Okay. Let's find a video. I've got to find the right one. This one, yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, I've got to ask the question because someone talked about. So, where do you get your music from?
Yeah, because that is dramatic.
To be honest, that video was done a couple of years ago. I can't actually remember where I got it from.
Where do you get music from now then?
It's very rare I actually use music in my videos.
No, of course.
What I wanted to really highlight on my channel, I feel like if many people don't know this about me, what I think is important is so many people actually, they do tutorials and, they teach people about the technology and, they do these reviews. But yet, when I set out to start my YouTube channel, I wanted to show what you can do with the drone. Yeah. And it's very rare you get any of the bigger reviewers actually showing what the drone can be used for. And I'm open and honest, these videos don't do great in terms of views. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because for me, I'd still rather show that I can actually produce something.
Yeah.
Production as well.
Yeah, that's it's just me personally. I feel that, if I'm teaching people how to do these tutorials and, how to fly the drones and everything else, I should be able to produce something.
Yeah.
That's just my personal take, really.
So, Jason, Britain from Above says, are these LUTs, Gavin, filmed in D-Log?
Yeah, they're filmed. Some of them are. Some of my later ones, like the two you've seen, they're filmed in D-Log and they're color graded manually, every single clip.
Okay. All right. Right.
Yep.
So yes.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Well,
Look good though, don't they?
does
Do
Kevin find it hard to locate the brassiest music? Well, no. Brassiest music.
look.
You highlight that 'cause I don't
What that
understand.
means.
Right.
Dramatic.
So music with a big brass section, is that what she means?
Oh,
I
that's right.
don't know. I'm not sure. Right. Let's watch another video.
It's pretty fair to say that I would think that most of us would consider ourselves a safe drone operator. We of course make sure we are flying in perfect conditions. We use our local drone assist apps to make sure that we are not flying in regulated airspace. We make sure we are not overflying people if that's a rule in your country. We have got our operator's ID. We're making sure our drone is in perfect condition. And of course we are checking the local weather conditions as well. And ultimately, you know, the end of the day, most times out of 10, there is going to be absolutely no issues and your flight is going to be completely uneventful. And that's always positive. However, sometimes, as this video is going to show you, you can find some hidden dangers that may come absolutely out of the blue. And it took me massively by surprise. So picture this, you've got your drone, you are up in the air, you've done all of your checks and everything seems completely and utterly safe. You are good to go. I was performing an active track test using the DJI Mini 3 Pro where I was using this drone to film one of my friend's vehicles. It was all going swimmingly, and just a little heads up guys, I will be posting the results of that video shortly on my channel. So if you're not subscribed already, do hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to be notified when I do post that update, because it was quite an interesting test really. The Mini 3 Pro was a bit hit and miss, spectacular in some ways, and one of the times I nearly lost it, so really interesting to watch. But it was all going absolutely swimmingly. I'd just been tracking the car from behind in the example you can see, and then what I was doing is I letting the car disappear, waiting to pick it back up on the return leg. And then as I was innocently flying along, that is where trouble started to happen. As you can see, this is simply a single road in the middle of the countryside, so you would think there was going to be absolutely no dangers. However, how wrong was I? Because if we start to play the clip in question, you may be able to just spot in the distance a potential hazard heading directly for my drone. Now I won't lie, wildlife is not really my thing, so I did have to ask one of my friends exactly what bird this was, who confirmed to me it was a female kestrel. But it just goes to show how quickly we can go from a completely innocent and smooth flight to something like this. As you can see, if I play this back in real time, it came absolutely out of nowhere. A very simple blink and you will miss it moment. And of course, even the DJI Mini 3 Pro and of course the drone that you are using may well have obstacle avoidance. There's absolutely no chance it's going to stand up to something like a bird of prey moving at this sort of speed. And just to show one final little clip that I think is absolutely amazing, if I just freeze frame that right at this moment, you can just see the kestrel looking at the drone with its eye thinking, I'm going to have you next time. Really, really interesting to see nature up close. But of course, that is also a cool advantage of a drone like this. You know, at the end of the day, this is being able to capture shots you would never normally be able to get, and I just think that is absolutely incredible. However, the point is, of course, you know, in this scenario, could I potentially have prevented this? I would honestly like to say no, I could not have prevented this happening. Of course, I couldn't see the kestrel. It was obviously, I was flying safely. I was flying to the environment with which I was operating in. But ultimately, as a responsible drone operator, because I didn't want to disturb this kestrel anymore, as soon as I had this little encounter, I thought the best thing to do was simply swing my drone around, bring it all the way back to me, and just discontinue the flight. So guys, just a little lesson there that even though you think you might have taken care of every eventuality when you are planning a flight with your drone, there is always some sort of hazard that can come absolutely out of nowhere. And of course, please do let me know what you think in the comment section below as to my actions and whether I was right to just land the drone. But ultimately, I didn't want to continue disturbing this bird. And of course, because it is a bird of prey, if it had have attacked my drone, it would have potentially taken the drone out. And of course, nobody wants that. But of course, if you do have a similar experience and you've had an issue with any sort of birds, such as this one, please do leave a link to that video in the comment section below. I would very much like to check it out. Please do give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're awesome, and until next time, see you again soon.
Wow. Great close up of the bird.
Oh, was it? You've had a similar encounter with oyster catchers not so long ago.
Yeah.
3 near misses was enough for me.
Steve
You know what
Noel
Okay.
says he has a bird scarer on his. What's that? What is a
Yeah.
bird scarer?
It's got a sign saying birds stay away from my drone.
So I fly in the Morley Nelson Birds of Prey area. So when I'm out at the Snake River Canyon, right, that's right in the middle of this Morley Nelson Birds of Prey area. So there's all kinds of raptors out there of all different kinds. I have never had one give my drone a second look, and I see them all the time. The ones that will dive bomb the drone are the little swallows.
Right.
Little swallows will do it, but yeah.
What if that kestrel was flying past thinking, what sort of bird was that?
Why has that got 4 wings?
I want some of them props in little smudgies.
Well, they're territorial, is what they are. And if you're in their territory, they just want you to know.
I think they're just curious, and they, you know, but as you say, you know, if it had just been that little bit further over, I mean, even a touch of its wings, that drone would have just lost control. And Gary said he had a bird strike, but the drone didn't go down, and Pigeon lost a few feathers. However,
Yeah,
Someone looking for
the Kestrel was definitely the pilot in command in that one because I just swung it round and landed it. So yeah, it won really.
yeah. Yeah, it is a bit unnerving. I must admit, I did the same thing. You know, when you're filming, you got birds sort of like deliberately sort of flying right near the drone, especially the hide. You know, I think I'll just go and fly somewhere else. And, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So I've had more birds come at my Mini 4K than my Air 3S.
You want to drive birds crazy, and I don't know if you've ever been offered one of these, Gavin. One of those ornithopters, those mechanical.
Oh no, I haven't. No.
The company sent me one time, and I was out at a park, and oh my God, did the other birds hate that thing?
Yeah?
They hated it. Yeah, yeah.
Well, you'll have to share that video with me. I want to see that.
It's a, and the thing actually flew.
Yeah.
You could fly it around, and it made bird noises. The remote
No
control.
way.
Yeah, every once in a while, the remote control would screech at you. Yeah, it was funny as heck.
I mean, the interesting thing is, everybody says the way to deal with birds is to fly upwards, which is great, and I understand that might be the case. But at some point, you've got to come back down.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's where they get you. That's where they wait for you.
Gavin,
You didn't have a chance.
Just go round in circles. He's going to come down him. You run out of battery. I'm going to get him.
But the point of it is, you may not see him if he's coming from above or whatever. You may not even see the bird. So yeah.
Okay, right. Well, it's that time of the day, and you know what time of the day? Oh no, there's no Terry. Hang on, I've just got to give him a call.
Yes.
I'll tell you what. Well, let's see what happens.
And now it's time for Terry's Joke of the Week.
And off we go. A fart is a pleasant thing, it gives the belly ease. It warms the bed in winter and suffocates the fleas. A fart can be quiet, a fart can be loud. Some leave a powerful, poisonous cloud. A fart can be short, or a fart can be long. Some farts have been known to sound like a song. A fart can create a most curious medley. A fart can be harmless or silent and deadly. A fart might not smell whilst others are vile. A fart may pass quickly or linger a while. A fart can occur in a number of places and leave everyone there with strange looks on their faces. From wide open prairie to small elevators, a fart will find us all sooner or later. But farts are all bad is simply not true. We simply must never forget old farts like you. That's me. I'm off. Holiday time.
Terry's joke of the week.
Poetic.
No wonder he didn't want to be here for that one.
Yeah.
You notice that every time Terry goes away and sends me a video to edit, I think, so here we
Yeah,
go. Anyway, right.
Brilliant.
We're going to watch another video. I'll find the right one this time. Okay.
Wow. What a rescue mission.
It's just so someone asked the question: is the bow thruster just trying to displace sand?
Yeah, so what it was is obviously the vessel had ended up on the sandbank due to a pilotage error, and then they had to literally bring those pontoons that you saw at the beginning of the video all the way from the Netherlands to take the cargo out to lighten the vessel. Then we had to wait for a really high tide to actually refloat it. So, yeah, the bow thruster. It looks like it's pushing sand because there was very little water underneath it, just enough to float it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite incredible. And
How long did it take from like getting stuck to getting freed?
well, I think it was about a month.
Wow.
It was sat on that sandbank. And for those of you, obviously, across this side of the pond, I don't know if you're aware. Do you remember those two vessels that collided? It was obviously all over the news, just off the Humber. Yeah. So the Stena Immaculate and the Solon container vessel. I was actually acting as agent for work for both of those salvage operations and that HNS Wisdom. My mobile phone at work was on charge, yeah, and the battery was depleting quicker than it would charge up. I literally had two or three calls waiting every time. So that entire operation, like I mentioned earlier, I actually do have a full-time job in shipping. That entire salvage operation I arranged. Every single bit of it. Like getting the barges across from Rotterdam, the tugs to bring them across, obviously all the immigration for the crew that are coming in, organised the tugs from this side, from the UK side, arranged the pilotage, literally everything.
And it takes some doing as well, doesn't it? Because I mean, you got so many things to think. You miss one detail, and
exactly. Yeah, so the responsibility in my day life is quite high. So yeah, it was an interesting one, but because of that, of course, I knew what was going on because I'd arranged it.
Yes, you knew exactly the time to send the drone up.
Exactly, but what it was,
the beauty
is
of it.
I knew what time they should have refloated it, and it should have been a little bit later. But what happened is I think the tide ended up being a little bit above prediction. So they just went, right, we've got the water, the vessel's started to float.
Go for
So
it, yeah.
just pulled it off. In fact, that video is on my channel. If anybody watches it again, when you see the bow thruster pushing the vessel off, the big tug in front of it at the bow isn't actually connected. They were still coming round to connect, and then they realised the vessel had refloated. So that little craft on the left-hand side just literally pushed it off by itself.
Wow, it's just amazing, really.
Incredible. So just to answer that, I literally used all three batteries. But what I was doing is it wasn't actually, even I was flying from the shore, it makes it look like it was really far. It wasn't. It was actually really close. So what I was doing is I was going out, filming a bit, and then coming back, landing, saving battery, because I knew it was going to be quite an operation. But I didn't want to just film the operation in terms of the refloating. I wanted to film some of the build-up as well. Because you imagine, because of what I was doing in my job, a copy of that video went to all the vessel owners, the tug companies, anybody involved, ABP, they all watched it.
Story,
Yeah.
Indeed, it's just got its clothes on. Well, we've run out of time. We've run out of time. But sorry, Marcus.
Well, I'm just curious about the crew of that stuck vessel, the Wisdom. Did they make them stay on board for a month, or?
There was on board. What we had to do is we had some light craft that was going out taking provisions and stores.
Provisions. Sure.
Marcus, they didn't feed them beans either.
Didn't feed them beans, yeah. We'll have to tell Gavin that after the show's over.
Indeed. Well, anyway, look, Gavin, thanks ever so much for joining us.
Been a pleasure.
Been a blast. Obviously, check out Gavin's
Yeah,
channel,
put
Gavin
link in.
HR, as in the name there. Check the channel out, and there's lots of content there. Whether you just have a look, like, subscribe,
Yeah,
and carry
The
on.
rest of it.
And Gavin's making videos, even though he has got a full-time job. He's still making videos. So
Yeah.
hats off to him. Anyway, thanks for joining us again, and we'll be back at the same time, same channel next week. I'll find the video, or we'll have to stay here all night. All right.
Video.
See you soon, guys. See
you
you
all.
next week. Stay safe. Bye bye.